Alright, what's up? Welcome to the Crow's Nest podcast. I'm the host, Mystic Crow. This is the start of my podcast series, and I'm joined with my friend Teddy Graham here.
Was
You cut out there.
Did I
Yeah. Oh, we're already off to a great start.
Start over.
No,
Start over.
No, I'm not. This needs to be real. Breaking the fourth wall here. It's what Deadpool would want. Speaking of which, yeah, we're talking.
We gotta start over, just like every date I ever had.
Oh fuck. Okay. Anyway, we were talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. This is going to be a full spoiler talk on it. So if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, click away from this, or if you just don't give a shit about spoilers, or if you have seen the movie, continue watching. So yeah, you just saw the movie today.
And if you hear, I did, yeah, I saw it today, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. What were you saying before?
I was saying, if anybody hears me chewing, it's not a hot dog with relish or chili. I promise. I don't know why.
Alright.
Deadpool would do that. No, just kidding.
No, he'd do a chimichanga. Which I just want to say, how is it
Chimichanga, spray some mayonnaise on it.
How is it that,
What's up?
How is it that we've had 3 Deadpool movies now and he hasn't eaten a single chimichanga?
Oh my freaking god, you're so right.
Yeah, come on. 0 out of 10 this movie. No. Anyway, so you've seen this movie. You just saw it today for the first time. I've seen it twice already. I'm gonna go see it again next week, and I think we were both in agreement. This movie was fucking amazing.
The movie was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean
it's not just the humor, but they brought so much drama.
Oh yeah.
And it's just fantastic to see a movie that it's just fantastic in general to see a superhero movie that's not afraid to go dramatic and comedic at the same time.
Yeah, I think they really balance the comedy and drama as in contrast of these 2 lead characters. You know, Deadpool's obviously the fourth wall breaking, mark with the mouth, whereas Wolverine, you know, he's got a lot of drama going on with him. And I just want to say, Hugh Jackman steps back in this role like he never left. I mean, it's been, what?
Yeah.
I want to say 7 years since Logan?
No, Logan was...
Logan came out in 2017.
Holy crap, you're right. It was like...
It's been 7 years. Yeah, and, you know, it's been almost 2
years
since we
2018?
got a... No, it's 2017.
2017, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so... It's been about almost 2 years since we got that announcement that Hugh was coming back.
That's wicked.
I remember that video. Do you remember that?
For Deadpool and Wolverine?
Well, yeah, it was the video Ryan Reynolds did where it's just like, hey guys, we have no clue what we're gonna do with Deadpool next. Actually, no, we have this one idea. Hey Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time? Yeah, sure, Ryan. Yeah, that was fucking amazing.
Sure, right?
I do love how they did say in that video, it was just like, hey, we're not going to even touch what happened with Logan, and the way this movie opens, bullshit.
Exactly! Exactly, when that happened, yeah, you weren't joking, dude, when you told me... You weren't joking when you told me that the intro is really badass, and
yeah.
I didn't know what to think of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
And then when I was sitting in the theater today, I was like, "This is what Logan's talking about. Holy shit! I can't believe they did it. I can't believe."
Yeah. So, yeah, the intro of this movie is fucking amazing. I mean,
it's
you're gonna have
amazing.
Him basically desecrate Wolverine's grave and have him use Wolverine's bones to kill the TVA along to the song Bye 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 by NSYNC. Just fucking perfection. And I love all the kills, like how all the names are like inscribed onto the bones. Like
Yeah,
especially like when he hits the one guy with Wolverine's skull and it just says Hugh Jackman. Perfect.
it did. It said Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman. Well, that's what's funny is that like at first,
Hello?
when like Deadpool was saying, oh shit," because like he was able to see inside the dirt and we weren't. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
I'm here.
I'm good, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like the idea of like him seeing in the grave
Yeah.
and like going, "Oh shit," and then from our view, we didn't know what he was looking at.
Yeah.
So like at first, I thought he was in the wrong timeline, and the wrong timeline in the wrong spot, and he's like, "Wait,
Yeah.
that's not where's Wolverine?"
Yeah.
But
The
uh,
way I kind of saw it, especially on my second viewing, I kind of took it as just, oh, he's just waiting a bit for Wolverine to regenerate. But then he's just finally like, fuck, come on.
so I love the scene. Like "Bye Bye Bye" was
Yeah.
the perfect song,
Hmm.
but at first I was a little bit skeptical at first when he started using Wolverine's bones, and the reason why I was skeptical was I was going, they fucking lied. they are
Yeah.
they are messing with the Logan from that timeline.
We took the bait.
But but I actually kind of appreciate what they did with it because they took those bones. His bones are like indestructible.
Yeah.
So like to use Wolverine's dead indestructible bones was actually cool.
Oh yeah.
because they're indestructible. So because of that, it worked.
Yeah.
Like absolutely worked.
Yeah. And just the moment when he puts on like Wolverine's claws, almost like gauntlets,
That was awesome.
and the fact that he just
That
can't
was like
fucking use
Thanos
them
putting
right,
on his gauntlet.
like he stabs his own arm, and he
It,
stabs two
yeah,
guys in the dicks.
I one of my favorite scenes is like when he stabs them through the one of the TVA's ass and the other one in the dick,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
And
the third TVA agent walked up and goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Wolverine was a hero. Yeah. I
What did the TVA? He said he called him like a sick fuck or something.
Yeah,
You
basically
sick
it's saying
fuck.
something like Wolverine was a hero. I love it. But yeah,
Dude, it's so good.
by the way, I was not expecting Happy to cameo in this movie.
I wasn't either.
Yeah, I love that detail. Which also you see a lot of like memorabilia from the movies in that one scene. Like you see the picture that
Yeah.
Tony took with Peter. That was just kind of like that was the picture that Tony looked at in Endgame, where he's just like, okay, I need to figure out this time travel thing.
Yeah, it
But
mid me
even
go
though
like
there's an
I
Iron Man helmet in front of it that's just blocking Peter. Yeah.
I actually so I you know what I thought in the theater when I was sitting there?
But
I actually legitly thought that when Deadpool was talking to Happy, I thought it was us. I thought it was us, the real people on Earth in Hollywood at
oh,
Marvel.
like he was
And I
talking to like
thought
a
it
Marvel like imagine if he was just talking
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Feige.
I yeah, that's exactly because like when he said when Happy Hogan's like, I'm the entry level guy. When he said that, I thought he was referencing Kevin Feige,
Uh,
and then um, and then when he like referencing Kevin Feige, and then we're gonna figure out that Deadpool sitting in that office is a real Deadpool in real life.
yeah.
So it was like him trying to get into sign a contract with Marvel,
Oh yeah.
but it turns out it was actually the movie universe,
Oh
where
yeah.
like the Avengers exist, and that's
Yeah.
what it turned out to be.
Yeah. Which also they're still going on with calling the MCU's universe Earth 616, even though like a lot of people have pointed out it's not. I think it's Earth 199999 because 616 is one of the universes in the comics, I think.
It's like one of the universes. It's not 616. I could have sworn it was.
That's just what they said in Doctor Strange, but everyone then went on point out was like, no, it's Earth 19999. Hang on, I'm actually gonna look this up.
Yeah,
It's
like you
Earth
said, I
199999.
huh.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what it's been designated. But I guess just people in the MCU call it Earth 616. Wait, with the scene itself, it's like you were saying like
Yeah.
um Happy saying he's the entry level guy, which kind of makes sense because he did direct the first Iron Man movie. He basically
Yeah.
created the entry to the MCU. Yeah,
Yeah, he did. He
yeah,
did. He was the first director of the MCU, technically.
oh yeah. But I do like There's not really much to talk about within like the next two scenes with like him being a car salesman
Yeah, you've
and
seen it twice,
yeah,
so definitely you'll have to probably remind me the order.
yeah. Yeah, as far as like the car salesman scene and the birthday party, there's not really much that's worth talking about. I mean, like it's nice to see Peter because he's the most important character.
Well, let's just say that Peter may
What?
that may not be the only time Peter shows up.
Oh yeah,
That may not be the only time you see Peter.
yeah.
Wink, 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 wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
When he should,
Yeah, yeah,
dude, that's one of my favorite. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. Like I love the. Okay, so the drama in this film is my favorite part of the movie. But like, I love the comedy. Don't get me wrong.
oh yeah.
But if I had to go other than the comedy and drama, I think one of my favorite scenes might have to be when Peter shows up as Deadpool.
Oh yeah. Getting a little ahead of ourselves, but yeah, I do love
We're a
how
little ahead. I'm sorry.
he keeps the costume in his locker. That's perfect. Oh, something I do want to cover. I don't really like how obviously it's been many years since the last movie, but it starts off with Deadpool and what's his girlfriend's name? Vanessa. Yeah,
Yes.
they've been broken up, which that's just kind of like you go out of your way to retcon the her death in the second movie, like make it be so like I don't know, like her death was a big impact in that movie, and Deadpool wanted nothing more than to bring her back. And then this movie that they're just broken up, and she doesn't really serve much of a purpose in this movie. She's just there in the intro, and she's there at the end of the movie. Well, I mean that's pretty much the same for like all the characters from the previous movies.
Yeah. Well, that's wow. I just got mind fucked. Get it? Mind fucked.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
But no, no, no. The reason I said that though, not because the movie references
Yeah,
mind fucking, not because it references it, but I actually said mind fuck for the sole reason that you actually did mind fuck me about the fact that she died and she's back.
yeah.
Does that mean no? So that means that this is before she dies. No,
Well,
because are you sure they retconned it?
well,
Because
yeah.
he's a time traveler now.
Remember in the movie, in the second movie, she died, but then after Deadpool like can start time traveling, he goes back and prevents her death. Like I figured he would tell her about that. So like like he would let her know like I went back in time and prevented your death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's honestly, it's, at the end of the day, that's actually what I really liked about the movie. Is I liked the drama of because there's multiple times in this movie where all he thinks about is Vanessa,
Yeah.
and you actually see tears coming out of Deadpool's eyes,
Yeah.
and it happened 2 to 3 times in the movie, and I appreciate that they took a comedic character and and they actually had him cry. And so
Oh
like
yeah.
I appreciate that. So and the reason he cried because of Vanessa. So like I genuinely appreciated that.
Which I mean, it was a little more impactful in the second movie because she was dead, and he just fell like into depression and was suicidal. Like that was a more impactful than they're just broken up and then they have this awkward talk because she comes to his birthday party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the only thing. Everyone else was just kind of a glorified cameo. I do like how they brought back there's a guy in Deadpool 2 where Deadpool's just like, okay, no more speaking lines for you, and he just doesn't talk. And it's the same thing in this. He's just like, no, no speaking lines.
I love that.
Yeah, I hope the guy playing him just got a huge paycheck
No
from
speaking
that.
lines for you. Who?
I hope the guy playing him got a huge paycheck for that.
Oh yeah. He's like he's appearing in one of the biggest movies of all time and he doesn't get to talk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a little disappointed that the fact that we don't get to see the rest of them kind of come back and for a fight at the end.
Oh, who, the cameos? Or you mean
Well, yeah, like all the others, like Colossus, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, Yukio. They don't come back
Oh,
in the end for like the final fight.
I'm
Which
gonna
I
be
mean, like,
honest with you. I'm actually glad that the final fight was the way it was.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy with the fight itself. I just was like, if you're gonna have these characters come back, like, give them something to do other than just kind of be there for like a party scene. It's just because like it's
Well,
just kind
here's
of acknowledging that these characters exist and nothing more.
the well, that's this is where it gets kind of weird. Well, I mean, for between me and you is like I actually prefer what they did. Like I don't. It sounds weird, but I'm very glad that Deadpool's friends weren't in the movie like much. And I know that sounds weird, but his friends are so comedic that like I don't know. I think it would have like having his friends tag along for the ride. It would have been extra comedy that we didn't need.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, I get it. But it's just like I wish they did have served more of a purpose in the movie. Is just what I'm saying,
Like
other
maybe
than just
more of
like
a
glorified
dramatic purpose or
cameos.
something.
I don't know, like maybe just have them involved in the fight in some way. Like they don't have to be like directly involved with what Deadpool and Wolverine are doing. Just kind of just have them do something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're. I'm pretty happy that they weren't in the film much, but I do see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
Like to have them do
yeah,
a little something extra instead of just, being superheroes themselves. They're just sitting around not knowing what's going on.
yeah,
But um, yeah, I'm glad with what they did though, because honestly, Wolverine is such an important character. Like Wolverine is more important than any of Deadpool's friends combined. So like it, they did really solid with this.
yeah. Oh yeah, and I think like we'll get into it later, but I love Wolverine's arc in this movie. Which, I mean, let's
Me too,
segue into
dude.
that. Like Wolverine, like, so Deadpool's just like, I need to find a new Wolverine. So,
Yeah, me too. I rank this arc as his best Wolverine arc in a movie ever, next to Days of Future Past.
ooh, I've only seen that movie twice, and it was long ass time
Days
ago.
of Fu- Days of Future Past is such a good film.
Yeah, I
Like,
remember loving it.
yeah, it's Days of Future Past is definitely one of the best superhero movies ever made because they took the film serious.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the film is like they took it so serious that that's what made it such a good movie.
yeah. I definitely want to go back and rewatch the older X-Men movies. Like, especially, there's actually the first two Wolverine movies I've actually never seen all the way through, which
You
I
never
know,
saw
like,
X-Men Origins all the way?
nope. I just caught like parts of it on TV. Same with the Wolverine.
I will put a hot take out there. X-Men Origins is not as bad as people say.
Really,
X-Men
that's quite a hot
Origins,
take.
it is a hot take because X-Men Origins is regarded as like the worst X-Men film of all time.
It was
And I'll say this. I I might have to agree with that it's the worst X-Men film of all time. However, it's not as bad as people say, if that makes sense, because X-Men Origins has some really good memorable scenes. It really does.
yeah. I mean,
I'm talking like dramatic scenes.
the only things I've seen people complain about are just like the CGI claws in one scene and what they did with Deadpool in that, like sewing his mouth shut and
Yeah, that stuff was definitely stupid.
yeah, that's dumb. Anyway, what we're talking about? Yeah, going to. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the TVA. Yeah, it was nice to see them. I actually never finished season 2 of Loki. I need to get around to that.
You didn't? I know exactly what happened, so
Yeah.
I will say this. As someone that has seen season two of Loki, honestly, Logan, it really you don't have to watch it to see this movie.
Oh yeah, I
I'm being
figured
dead serious. Like you don't need to watch it to
because
watch
like
Deadpool
even
and Wolverine.
if you watch just
It's
season
its
1 of
own like
Loki,
little separate show.
I already got my own idea of the TVA. Like I understand what it does, but with
Yeah.
this,
The
like it's
the
nice to see them.
the
Like I
T
think this was probably the best way they could have done it to introduce Deadpool into this universe. I mean,
yeah,
my
they did it good.
my way in my head, I always thought, okay, if Deadpool's a character that can just break the fourth wall, so realistically, he could just write himself into these movies, like just fuck with the scripts. Yeah,
Like to the point where like can you imagine like we're about to watch like a new Captain America movie and it's like super serious
yeah.
and then all of a sudden Deadpool walks in the background. Hey, what's up, you fucktards? Like he says something like that or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he, he, he just like writes himself. Oh, Deadpool is gonna be the new Stan Lee cameos.
Oh man, we actually did get a little Stan Lee cameo in this, only in picture form though,
Yeah, yeah. It was
on the side
the
of the bus.
Oh well, he was also in the end credit scene too,
Oh yeah,
but that
but
was like a slideshow thing.
yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I do like. I think the TVA was definitely the best way they could have brought Deadpool into this, and it's probably the best use of the multiverse for this.
I will say, I I will say, Deadpool and Wolverine's multiverse story is way better than Doctor Strange. Because Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I did have a lot of issues with its multiverse stuff. Um, sorry, I'm coughing a lot. I won't say I won't say it's as good as No Way Home though,
Oh yeah.
because No Way Home's the way they incorporated the multiverse was perfect. I can't say Deadpool and Wolverine is better.
Oh yeah.
If anything, Deadpool and Wolverine's story is tied with No Way Home.
Ooh.
They're both way better than Doctor Strange's multiverse story.
Yeah. What was I saying? But yeah, I think going into like the next part, which is Deadpool just trying to find a new Wolverine, and I love all these. Like the first one we see is a short Wolverine,
Oh my
and he
god,
calls him
dude! The
he
audience
calls
I
him
was with cracked up.
he calls him comically accurate Short King. I was like, oh my god, that's
Comically
fucking
accurate,
amazing. Yeah,
dude. The audience I was with was
yeah,
cracking
yeah,
up,
yeah. A few
and
others are
I was dying laughing too.
yeah, a few others are like direct references from the comics, which sorry, I don't read comics, so I mean I get the one where he's like tied to the X, which I know that's like directly from a comic panel.
Yeah, yeah. Deadpool comes up. What the
But of
fuck is
course,
going on?
there's one of these that stands out above all of them, which is the Cavalrine.
Oh my god,
I
Henry
unfortunately
Cavill was
had
by
that.
far.
I unfortunately had that leaked to me. Like it's literally, I just opened up YouTube and like right on the front page in the thumbnail was Henry Cavill as Wolverine. It's like fuck.
Oh, same.
Yeah,
I didn't tell you that yet.
yeah. There's a few
I didn't tell you
cameos
that
that
yet,
I'm
but
so
that I
happy.
was. What was
There's a
that?
few cameos that I'm so happy like just were not spoiled to me.
Oh, same,
Yeah.
same.
But I would have liked to be
I
surprised by that.
there was some. Uh, I I had a sense that Johnny Storm was going to show up, and I had a sense just because like the trailer that played, like the trailer that played right before the movie started was a brand new Chris Evans movie,
Oh, really?
and yeah, and it was like right before the movie started. So when they played that, I was like, why the hell are they playing a Chris Evans movie right or a trailer right before Deadpool? And so my head told me, oh, it's got to be Johnny Storm. And then, but by the way, we don't have to talk about it, but I got to bring this up. The the movie trailer for the new Chris Evans movie looks really good. It's like a Christmas movie, and they have to save a they have to save a steroid, like not steroid, but like a jacked up muscle J. Jonah Jameson.
What the fuck?
No, I'm not kidding. The actor that plays J. Jonah Jameson is like shredded.
Oh yeah.
He's like the Rock. He's like the Rock now.
Oh my. I don't think he's quite on the Rock's
And the
level, but
Rock is
yeah,
in the
he's
trailer
pretty
too.
fucking ripped.
No, but it's called Red One, and Chris Evans and The Rock are the two main characters, and Santa Claus is played by J. Jonah Jameson. So
Oh,
like,
you mean J.K.
yeah,
Simmons?
or J.K. Sorry, J.K. Simmons. I don't know why I was saying that, but you gotta watch it, Logan. Oh my God, it's yeah, it looks dude. It looks so fucking cool. Oh my God,
All right.
there's like a snowman. Sorry, we can go back to Deadpool.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, as far as like Henry Cavill's Wolverine goes, that would have been a great if it was an actual fucking surprise to see that. But yeah, I loved it. I mean, just the jab that Deadpool makes at DC is just like, hey, we will treat you way better than those fuck shits down the street will. And honestly, I
That
just
was
want to say,
amazing.
I, f- I do like how they picked Henry Cavill, but I think it would have been even funnier if it was
Go
Daniel
lay down.
Radcliffe instead, because for some fucking reason, everyone on the internet is fan casting Daniel Radcliffe to play Wolverine, which I'm not really a big fan of that casting choice.
I was wondering if Daniel Radcliffe was going to show up.
Yeah, they actually, I think they also did an Old Man Logan. Yeah,
Yeah, Old Man Logan. They did.
yeah,
The Old Man Logan that they did was the Old Man Logan that was sitting at his cabin,
yeah.
And Deadpool walked up, and then he pulled out his shotgun and shot Deadpool.
Yeah.
That was so great.
Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, then we finally get to our Wolverine of this movie, and
Yep, perfect
yeah,
Wolverine.
yeah, and I just love Deadpool's reaction to seeing the costumes. Like, hey, what are these jammies? And he looks at the camera. That only took 20 fucking years.
Yup, exactly. Yep, that was a great line. It only took fucking 20 years.
Yeah, I do like. I know everyone was complaining when we first saw the photos leaked of him in the costume. I was just like, why does he have sleeves on? In reality, it was just because like I think Hugh Jackman himself just has a skin condition, something involving like the sun or some shit. I don't know. But
I've
eventually,
never heard
like
of that.
this, eventually the sleeves do come off, and he puts on the mask. But yeah, that fight they have in the void is pretty fucking sweet.
I love how they started it with Deadpool going, "Get ready, fanboys."
Yeah, get your special sock, fanboys. Along while they're fighting along to ACDC's "Hell's Bells."
Dude, that was the perfect fucking way to do that
Oh
scene.
yeah, and also in front of the 20th Century Fox logo, and Deadpool just goes, "Rest in peace."
Yup.
Yeah, the fight's
Dude,
fucking. The
my
fight itself, like, it's something we don't see in movies. Like, these are two
yeah.
invincible beings. Like, they get stabbed repeatedly and just completely unfazed. Like, there's like a whole 5 minutes where
But
Wolverine's got Deadpool's katanas jabbed in him, and he's just completely acting
that's
completely
what I
normal.
yeah, he's got like it's jabbed in him and he's still fighting.
Yeah,
Dude, that's what I appreciated about that scene is that not only is it like a unique scene, but it's actually yeah, that's what I'll say. What's great about the Deadpool fighting Wolverine with the 20th Century Fox logo scene
mm,
is that it's it's something that we don't see enough in the MCU. Grounded action on the ground, sword fist fighting on the ground.
yeah,
Like actually like none of this weird sorcery magic flying crap that has
yeah.
horrible CGI. We're actually looking at two characters, popular characters, fighting what looks real. Like it looks real when they're fighting.
Oh yeah,
And not only does it look real, but it's the way the style of it. It's like
yeah.
basically it's like John Wick.
Yeah, I think
Like
my favorite detail is just like the part where Deadpool takes his katana out, just kind of locks in with Wolverine's claws. So Wolverine
yeah,
retracts his claws and
I
just like
saw that.
punches and just go stab. That was fucking amazing.
Yeah. That was it's the strategic, yeah, it's like the strategy using your mind
Yeah,
to fight.
yeah,
Like if you lock with someone, you're like, "Ooh, claws." And like it's the smartness of
yeah,
Wolverine to
yeah,
like know what to do in the heat of a moment.
yeah.
And and that's what I love about that too. Like that Wolf when he fought Deadpool, you can tell that this Wolverine's smart. Like he knows how to win a fight. Like and that's what I appreciated is like sometimes when you see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine get in a fight, he'll get his ass whooped sometimes or whatever. But like this was an older Wolverine that has more experience. And so yeah, it was really nice to see that too. Um
Yeah. Then like going into the Johnny
I mean I
Storm
won't say he's too
cameo.
old though. He's pretty accurate because Wolverine's a little bit on the older side, but not that old.
Yeah, like he's 200.
Yeah.
He's over 200 years old.
Well, I mean, visually, yeah, like visually, like I've been watching the OG X-Men cartoon, and Wolverine is a little bit on the older side, like his 40s or whatever.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, he doesn't look old, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
And and Hugh Jackman's portrayal of this Wolverine was so comic accurate.
Oh yeah.
Like it was the right age,
Hmm.
it was the right color of suit, the right helmet. It was like straight out of the comics.
Yeah,
And I think that's why this Wolverine is fucking amazing.
yeah. I think next going into seeing Johnny Storm, I wish this wasn't fucking leaked. Like, I wish. I mean, I feel like even if it wasn't leaked, the moment he takes his hood off, I probably could have been able to tell, like, oh, that's Johnny Storm. Because, I mean, yeah, it is Chris Evans. We associate him with Captain America, but, like, he's got that blue suit underneath. So it's like, oh shit, that is the fucking Human Torch right there.
The only thing that, oh, what the hell was I gonna say? Yeah, like Human Torch, I have my issues with some of it, like his cameo, but um I lost my train of thought. You can go ahead if you know what. Hold on, I lost what I was gonna say.
I mean, I was just waiting on you to.
Um, fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, well, human. Okay, I'll go with the what I was gonna say after what I was gonna say. So anyway, like Johnny Storm, like I love Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, and so
Yeah,
to see him pop up, I was pretty happy. But
yeah,
overall, I don't think I wish that he had the love put on him like the other cameos we get after. Because like the cameos we get after Johnny Storm got so much love,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, he did run his mouth,
and it just felt
and he
weird.
was. You see what he was doing to the budget?
It, you you see what he was doing to the budget because he's such a high paid actor.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think that um, here's a good question. Do you think it's the last time we're going to see Johnny Storm? Chris Evans?
Um, possibly. Yeah. I think they're kind of. I feel like we're getting close to just like wrapping up the whole multiverse in the MCU thing.
No, I think you might be onto something. It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about it,
Yeah.
they already killed off all the X-Men villains.
Yeah. Plus, we're getting ready to see a new
And so
Fantastic
if they're
Four
killing off the
cast.
X-Men villains and they're killing off Fantastic Four, I I think you're right. They're gonna kill off all the. That's I think that's the whole point of this movie was to kill off the original
Yeah.
X-Men and uh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like this whole
Fantastic Four
movie,
characters.
this whole movie was kind of just treated as a celebration of like the Fox era. Well, like Fox's whole era of movies.
Uh, do you want to? I actually do have a conversation about the cameos after Johnny. Do you want to get to it now, or
I mean, yeah, go for it.
so? The final battle, well, right before the final battle, you get Gambit. Oh my God, Gambit
Oh
was
my
my favorite
god,
cameo.
dude, we'll get
Dude,
to that later.
Channing,
I there's just
yeah, Channing Tatum, Elektra, and then you had Blade,
yeah,
and oh, I those three were my favorite
oh yeah,
cameos. But those three were my favorite. But my number one was Channing Tatum's Gambit.
oh yeah.
That because
I just have to say, like,
what they did,
yeah,
what they did to Gambit is exactly what they did to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. They went for comic accuracy, and and that's what I want from Gambit. Like that was straight from the cartoon itself. Like the design of Gambit was straight out of the X Men cartoon. It was so spot on, and like I hope. So what I'm going to say next is, do you think that I don't think they're dead, and there's a reason why I don't think they're dead. But do you think they're dead?
um, is anyone ever really dead in these?
I have a reason why I don't think they are, and that they're going to bring Gambit back,
I don't know. I feel
and
like
it's
this
going to be
was
Channing
a
Tatum, and I
cameo,
can
but
tell you why.
I just want to say, good for Channing. He was originally supposed to play Gambit all the way back in X-Men 3, but then they cut his character and then he was supposed to play him in Origins Wolverine, but he had scheduling conflicts and he was trying to get his own movie
right?
made.
And
And when he
I am
came
so
onto the
happy,
screen,
dude. Like you said, like
when
they gave him love,
yeah, that scene when they introduced him, the moment I saw the card, I was just like, oh shit, that's Gambit. Did they get Channing Tatum? Holy shit, they got Channing Tatum.
right?
I was like,
I it took me
I'm so
it
fucking
took me
happy
a
for him.
few. Dude, I'm so happy for him too, because like I know he was having trouble trying to get in, but what's great is that he has such a good relationship with Ryan Reynolds that Ryan Reynolds is like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna bring you in, and that so good for Channing Tatum. And it actually took me like 3 or 4 times looking at him to know it's Channing Tatum, because like when he walked in, I thought it was Channing Tatum, and then I had to second guess myself. I was second guessing myself because the second time I looked at him, I thought it was a different actor. And then the third time, I thought it was a different actor still. And then like the fourth or fifth time, I was like, no, that's Channing Tatum.
Yeah, I will just say the accent completely fucking threw me off. I'm not familiar with the characters too well. I only very briefly watched the X Men cartoon when I was a little kid, and I remember Gambit vividly. But I could have sworn
So
back then, I could have sworn he had like a Brooklyn accent. So this
so
accent was just like, what the fuck? And I've been
well,
looking
here's
into it. Like, it's called a Cajun accent.
here's the thing. Like I'm in the middle of watching the '90s X-Men cartoon, and I'm in the middle of watching that, right? And Channing Tatum's portrayal of Gambit is exactly like Gambit from the X-Men cartoon. And I personally, I know you haven't, but me personally, I've seen so, I've just finished season 2 of it. I've seen so much Gambit already in the cartoon that I know Gambit like the back of my head now. So, the way Channing Tatum did it was spot on. It was just so good. But the whole joke about his voice, Cajun, right? Is it Cajun?
Yeah, it's like called a Cajun accent. I think it's from New Orleans.
So like his whole voice situation, um, they were exaggerating it. I can confirm this. Like for you, you're like, what the fuck? But for me, who knows the character, Channing Tatum was exaggerating it a little
Well,
bit.
not
So
really.
like,
So after seeing the
no, he
movie, I've
was
been no, no,
like,
hang on. After seeing the movie, I went online, especially through like TikTok, and looked up like Cajun accents, like people who actually have that accent. Channing Tatum was dead on. He was not exaggerating. I think
no,
that just the cartoon
no,
was more subdued.
no, no. What I mean by that is, yeah, yeah, exactly what you said. Exactly what you said. It's not a. I wasn't saying it like a bad thing. It was, if we're talking about accuracy to the character, like I thought it was fucking hilarious that he was talking and nobody understood him. I loved that. I loved it. But if we're talking about accuracy to the cartoon, like I think they were exaggerating people not understanding him because in the cartoon, like when he talked like that, everybody knew what he was saying. So
Yeah,
it
I feel like they
um
toned down the accent a little bit in that because I've seen clips of the show. Like I feel like they toned it down just so the audience could understand him more. Whereas in this, like
yeah, 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 exactly.
they went full on with the accent just for more comedy. And Deadpool could just be like,
But
"What the
I
fuck are you
loved it.
saying?"
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm happy. Honestly, I am happy with what we got. Like people not understanding him was fucking hilarious. Like I'm so glad they did it that way. Like it worked. It worked how funny it was.
Yeah, but I think going back into the story, as far as like cameos go, Blade was cool to see. I know people are gonna give me shit. I have not seen those. Yeah, I need
Dude,
to.
I've so
Honestly, okay,
I need to
I wanna go on a little tangent. Something I want to do for this podcast is kind of do like a we want to do like little reviews, like we were talking about doing it with the MCU. Um, but we could do that with a lot of other movies. Like I definitely want to watch all the Blade movies. Um, I definitely want to
Dude,
rewatch
we
Daredevil.
should if you're down, we should watch those.
I'm fucking down.
Let's go watch them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we still have to fucking finish the Incredible Hulk, man.
Oh yeah. So anyone watching this, keep an eye out, like, because we're gonna be talking about all of the MCU movies. And as far as like more
Yeah,
cameos
we
go,
are marathon.
Elektra, I
So
only know her from Daredevil. In fact, the only thing I remember from her character was her doing that little training sequence while "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence was playing. That's all I remember about Elektra. But yeah, it's cool to see
so
Jennifer Garner back. They do make a little crack a little joke about like her being divorced from Ben Affleck because
oh
it's
yeah,
like
that was funny.
Daredevil's gone. It's just like I'm so sorry. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah,
funny.
and also it's really nice to see Daphne Keane back as X-23. I don't know if they confirmed if it's is it the exact same one from Logan? Like this is the same variant from Logan?
So they never quite confirmed it's the same exact version. My guess is yes, because why else have her in there and talk about a dead Logan? So my guess is that it is because literally the way the movie played out, there's no way she's a different character
That is
or a
true.
different like.
That makes sense.
But um, oh, Blade, you're not the only one. So like, I personally haven't seen Blade since I was a kid.
Uh,
So I thought it was cool to see him because I know him. So I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. And then um, Electra,
I
I
love that
haven't.
moment where he's just like, I thought you were retired, retarded. Try not to get canceled here.
I thought you were retired, retorted. Dude, my theater fucking cracked up so hard with that. Retarded. So yeah, like Blade was cool to see because I know who he is. Electra, I did watch Daredevil as a kid, so it was cool to see her. But
Which she did get
Gambit
her
was
own
definitely the
movies, which
important
I
the
have not
important one
seen.
for me. Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen it when I was a kid, but that's yeah, I was a kid was the last time I saw Electra.
I think so. I didn't go to like a super packed theater during this. I just went like both times I've seen it were just like late night showings that I went to after work, and it was semi packed, but I do remember there was like a lot of oh shit when Channing Tatum came up on screen.
That was me. That was me. I wish you were with me, Logan, because I did the same thing. I I was in the theater and when I saw it, when I noticed it was Channing Tatum and like he walked out and like I knew it was him, I was like, yes, oh shit, and I like said it out, and then I was like, oh, that was loud, and then, but I was with an audience that was also going, oh shit,
Well, I
so
mean, you
like,
remember my
no,
reaction when we saw No Way Home. You remember my reaction when we saw Toby, right? I just went like, yes.
oh yeah, yeah, did we both do that?
I don't remember
I
what
think
you
we did.
did, but I remember what I did.
Yeah, yeah, dude, like I remember us seeing it, and I was like, yeah, I all I remember when we saw No Way Home is I was crying for half the movie.
I actually remember after when Toby came on screen, I looked over and you were crying.
Like, I love that, dude.
Yeah. I I don't know what else to talk about. Oh my god. I just want to say real quick, they spoiled my favorite joke in the movie in the trailers. it's the moment when they get to like Cassandra Nova's base, like in the giant Ant-Man armor, and the Ant-Man helmet opens up and you see the skull, and Deadpool goes, "Ah, Paul Rudd finally aged." That's probably like my favorite
Yeah.
joke in the whole thing. But as far as Cassandra Nova goes, I like what they did with her. I was never familiar with this character. I had no clue that Professor X
I
had a twin sister.
wait, so going in the movie, you didn't know that she was the twin sister?
Well, I didn't even know who this character was at all.
Oh shit. So that made it interesting for you.
Yeah.
So for me, for myself, I already well, going in the movie, personally, I already knew she was
Oh.
cuz um the reason I know is because some of the YouTubers I watch
Oh.
um they were doing like what do you call it? Updates, like movie updates.
Yeah.
And one of the updates before the movie release was who's the villain? Who's the mysterious villain? And right before the movie released, uh, there was an actual confirmation that it was Xavier's twin sister. And so for me, I already knew it going in.
Okay. Have we ever seen her in previous media before? Like,
Um,
you've watched the cartoon. Was she in that?
no.
Okay.
So she
But
was
yeah,
not in it,
I really like her
and
character though.
I don't. She was not in it, and I don't believe she shows up at all.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty positive she doesn't.
Yeah, I do really like her character though. Like she's like, mm, she has a similar power to Xavier, where it's just like getting into your mind, but it's also
I
kind of
liked her
a
too because
yeah.
she had like a grounded, realistic attitude to her. Like it wasn't your typical like trash. It wasn't your typical trash villain. It was like a villain that was scary and like believable and realistic. So it was like because like I'll give you an example. The villain. Have you seen the Marvels yet?
No.
Oh my god, good for you. The villain from I because I did see the Marvels in the movie theaters. The villain from the Marvels is the worst villain in movie history. And the villain in Deadpool and Wolverine is like a goddess compared to that. Like that's all I'm gonna say. That's all.
I mean, I'll take your word for that. But yeah, no, I really do like what they did with her, kind of just establishing like, yeah, I got dumped into this, and my brother never bothered to look
Yep.
for me. And there's almost just kind of a just like her whole like
I
organization that she's
love.
formed there, which is just a bunch of cameos.
Yeah.
Which what
Yep.
I just learned that a lot of these they're not the same
Oh,
actors that we've seen in the movies. They were just stunt guys. Like when I saw Toad,
I
I
already
was
knew
just
that.
like,
Yeah.
that is not Ray Park.
I actually thought it was.
I think the only one they did bring back was like the original Sabretooth from the original movies.
So I already knew when the X-Men villains showed up, I already knew none of them were the same actors. Like I just knew that because I know what the characters look like. So especially my favorite one though that I'm a little sad we didn't get more of. My favorite X-Men villain cameo was Azazel. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
He's the red uh
yeah.
Nightcrawler.
Well, yeah. I guess
Or yeah.
he's actually I guess in the comics he's actually Nightcrawler's father, but they never
Yep.
acknowledge that in the
He was
movies.
my he was my favorite villain cameo because if you go back to this is why we should rewatch X Men or something. The X Men, the movie the X-Men movie, X-Men First Class, Azazel was one of the villains, and he was badass. Like he went in and just like
Well,
wrecked
yeah,
everybody's shit.
I remember that scene
Like
very well.
yeah, they fucking infiltrate the base and like Azazel is assassinating all the guards. Like it was like yeah, he was a badass character. So like when I saw him at the end of the movie of Deadpool and Wolverine, it was the same character but different actor, and I knew it immediately because you could tell by the face. But yeah, so that he's my favorite villain one.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for cameos. Well, aside from all the different variations of Deadpool, which okay, so the big one was Lady Deadpool, which everyone was speculating who was it gonna be. The three big ones were
they
it was Taylor Swift, it was
they did
Blake
it.
Lively, or it was just Ryan Reynolds. They don't take the costume off, but it's confirmed in the credits that it
Yep,
is Blake Lively in that. Also, Kidpool is actually their son.
Kidpool. I love that Kidpool was like the first one to talk, and Deadpool is like that, or not Deadpool. Yeah, the nice Deadpool is like, yeah, he's the worst mouth. The kid Deadpool is the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah. Also, I think Nathan Fillion was one of them. Same with Matthew McConaughey.
No,
I don't.
wait,
I
Matthew
can't.
McConaughey.
I think
What
he
was he
was
the
in it.
cowboy?
I think so. I can't remember. I'll have to check again. I don't know. I'm going to see it again
I should
next
have
week,
looked.
so
Damn it! I didn't even think about that. I should have looked at the credits because I didn't even think about it.
yeah. Um, but yeah. I mean, that fight scene was great. Just the song choice paired up with Wolverine putting the mask on. I
Yep.
will say there's the moment where they jump out of the bus, the back of the bus, and Wolverine's just kind of like I don't know what he's doing, but it kind of looks like he's CGI.
Yeah, he did, but I think they did it on purpose because it was like one of those shots that you can't do practical. Because think about it, you're Wolverine jumping out of the back of a bloody bus, and you're posing like you're some kind of like superhuman creature. Like, so I don't know if you can really.
Well, I
I
mean
don't know.
they could just CGI them jumping out, but then immediately just have him in real like the real Hugh
I would have
Jackman
done it
just posing
practical,
like
but I
that.
totally know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I do know what you're talking about. It's the them having to use CGI, but it didn't work in the best of ways for
yeah,
that specific scene.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just the way it was angled, yeah.
Yeah. I do want to get back to talking about Wolverine. I love his character arc in this. Just kind of being, the TVA guy says, "Oh, this is the worst Wolverine. He failed everything." So you definitely feel that burden on him. I mean, the way
I
they
like how they
introduce
put the
him,
camera. Like I like how when the TVA guy said that, they put the camera in Wolverine's face, and you could see that he was like super depressed.
yeah, which I like to say, I love how they introduce this version of Wolverine. Like he's at a bar, getting extremely drunk, just drinking his problems away.
That's what Wolverine would do.
Yeah, and even like it's just to a point where it's like, Deadpool's just like points a gun at him, just
But
like you're
that's what's
coming with me.
interesting. And I love that scene where he pointed the gun in the face and
Yeah, but
Wolverine
he's just like do
moved
it. I
his
don't
face
care.
forward. Well, that's what I love is that he moved his face forward and then he smiled. Like, do it.
He's just like I
Um
have nothing to live for, and I love like the in-universe explanation for this costume. For the longest time we've just like these costumes are too silly. They'll never do it. Even in the first movie, they were just like, this is what you go out in with all the black leather. He's just like, well, what would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
See, so you know my neighbor that I went to hang out for his barbecue tonight? Um, it's the neighbor right outside my window, the house to right next to my house,
Uh huh.
with the annoying dogs. It was him. He was the one having a barbecue,
Okay.
and so I walked over there earlier in the
Yeah.
night and walked over there, had a barbecue, and me and him were actually talking about Deadpool and Wolverine because he saw it, and um, I didn't know this until today, but he is a diehard superhero fan. So me and him were talking about all night. We were like up until I left and came home a couple hours ago. We were talking about superheroes the whole night, and he was mentioning. I know I'm going on a rant, sorry, but he was mentioning that off of what you're saying, the leather jackets for the X-Men. He actually brought that up to me tonight. He's like, he's actually on the side where he didn't really like it. Like he thinks they should have gone with like the comic accuracy, and so um, he said it worked. Going off of what you're saying, he said it worked because the leather jackets were part of the time period. So
Yeah. It
Blade
recently it
leather.
came out that those black leather suits were inspired heavily by the Matrix.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was the Matrix slash Blade slash the time period of our society and where we were at the time. And we were in the style of leather jackets during the release of the X-Men films.
Yeah, with the early
So
2000s.
it does make sense. Yeah, so it fits the time era. And honestly, I didn't mind it. I don't think that leather jackets are a big deal. I thought they were pretty cool. Um, just like I don't think the yellow suit is a big deal. Like the yellow suit is not a big deal. If they can make Spider-Man wear if they can make Spider-Man wear a skin tight blue and red outfit, Wolverine can wear a yellow and black outfit. So like the
You
hate
think
for
so?
Wolverine's outfit, yeah, the hate for Wolverine's outfit does not make sense, period.
Yeah, I agree. Um, but yeah, going back to his character arc, I think that talk that he has with X-23, it's just like, I'm not the right guy. It's just like you were always the wrong guy until you weren't.
Yep. Did you notice that when I was in the theater, I noticed right away that they cut the line from that scene. So when she said you were always the right guy, she never ever ever said at that fire or the scene at the fire, she never told Wolverine until you weren't. She never said that line.
Really?
So yeah, she did not. In my theater, she said, um, uh, "You were never that guy." Oh wait, how did she say it again? It
You were
was
always the wrong guy.
hold on. Now I feel like I'm in the Matrix myself. What the fuck? I could have sworn she didn't say that. Yeah, she did. She
Well,
did. I
then
take that
clearly you
back.
need to go see it a second time.
Um, yeah, yeah, I need to see it. See, that's how good this movie is that there's so much that happens, like really good shit, that like now I'm forgetting my lines. Yeah, Deadpool's drama I really liked in the film, and then Wolverine's drama I really liked.
Yeah, I think I do love how at the end there's just kind of fighting of whether of like who should sacrifice themselves.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what the film was leading up to.
yeah,
I I thought Wolverine was actually going to die again. I really did think so because when he walked up and said, "Let me do it," and Deadpool was against the idea, right? He's like, "No, no, no."
yeah,
And then when Wolverine, that is, dude, that's what I love about this movie. It's a rated R comedy, sure, it's comedy, but there are moments of levity, moments of drama, and a great example is that end scene or that end battle where uh, Deadpool strips away all of his jokes, and you take away all the jokes, and Wolverine is standing there, and Wolverine says, "This is one of my favorite lines in the movie. Uh, let me do this."
yeah.
And
Because he's more. It's
it,
interesting, like
like,
the two motivations that they have. Because Wolverine's is more straightforward. He's just like, I'll do it. I have nothing. I got nothing left. Everyone in my universe is dead. Let me sacrifice myself.
and that's what I love is that it's the conversation between the two lead characters, and you strip away the jokes, and it's just the tension. It's the your one lead character is saying what you said, right?
Yeah,
And then Deadpool, instead of joking, has Deadpool. I don't know if you noticed, but Deadpool was crying in that scene. So when he said he said okay, he was like crying, going okay, and nodded. And Wolverine's last words, of course, they teamed up. But the fact that he said his last, like Wolverine's last, I'm sorry, Logan, I'm going on a rant again. I love that your hero, his last words were, "Let me do this. Let me do this." It's like he knows what the right thing is to do. And he's willing, like you said, to sacrifice himself. And I love good drama. And so, yeah, that's all I can say.
I will. I will say though, I don't really feel like there was that much of a reason for Deadpool to want to sacrifice himself.
That
Like out of
actually
his
caught me off guard.
for being selfless, I guess. Like for
I
dramatic.
no, I love it. I love it. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so I so you're are you like I it's completely fine if you don't like that. So are you like confirming right now that like you don't like that Deadpool was going to sacrifice himself?
I mean, no, I do like the idea
It's
that
fine if
Deadpool
you
was
don't.
willing to sacrifice himself. I just think they didn't really give us much of a reason. Like they went on and say like everyone in this picture, this is my whole world. This is what I'm fighting for. And it's that you want to see them again. He was really hesitant to join the MCU when he found out he wasn't going back to his world. So it was just like, why would you want to sacrifice? You want to be with them. And but at the same time, like Wolverine wants to do this for a selfless reason, and it gives him just like closure to his arc.
Well, it's the fact that for me it 100% worked because like I said, they took away the jokes, they went serious. And Deadpool himself is a joke character. So like it's so nice. It's a okay, this is the only way I can say this. It's a breath of fresh air to strip down a character to their core being. And because I do believe that they did explain why he did what he did. Because like the first 2 hours, it was just lots of tension, lots of questioning themselves. And by the time you get to the end, it made sense that Deadpool wanted to sacrifice himself. It did make sense. And like him willing to do that. Like I know you said that like he wants to go back to his friends, but yeah, ultimately I think okay, before I finish what I'm saying, if you go back to the beginning of the movie about Happy Hogan, what did Deadpool say? He said, I want to matter."
Yeah, I want to be an Avenger.
And yeah, well, he said he wants to be an Avenger, but he said, "I want to matter." Like he wants to actually matter and do something with his life.
Yeah,
And that was the beginning of the film. So his arc did have a full circle because by the end of the film, after the circle, like the full circle, right? It makes sense because he gets to actually matter, and he knows by being able to matter, he has to sacrifice himself, and so I do think that's a great story arc for a character that shouldn't even work for. He's a jokey character, but um, him wanting to do that, it worked so well for me.
yeah. I mean, I guess I see what you're going for. And honestly, looking back, like, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. But I love the moment when they both join together
Me too. I I love that they took the scene very seriously. Like Wolverine and
I mean,
Deadpool.
until they didn't take it seriously. Because yeah, the moment like they both join together and like Wolverine's shirt fucking rips off.
Oh, I know. Deadpool looks and he's like, "Oh yeah,
Oh
that dude's
yeah,
ripped."
those are some abs right. Those are some abs right there. I think that alone just made me want to hit the gym again.
That made you want me too, actually. But honestly, it worked because these two were sacrificing themselves, and um, Deadpool knows this is happening. They know they might die, and so it makes sense that while Deadpool's dying, that he makes a joke as he dies. So it's like it's within the character itself. So it makes sense that he's like, "Damn, look at those abs, bro." Like it just makes sense. Like
Yeah, that is true. But I love what which okay they brought a character from Loki back into this. I don't remember her name, but yeah, and I just love what Paradox is just like. They were my friends. I'll never see them again. He has risen. Fuck.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then
That was
using their
hilarious.
second
He
use
has
of
risen. Fuck.
and then their second use of the song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, I love that.
I I think my favorite use of music no, it has to be the use of music was perfect for all the scenes, but I think my favorite might have to be between the intro "Bye Bye Bye" and the Wolverine Deadpool fight.
The use of Hell's Bells.
Yeah, and was that so? Again, like I've only seen it once. Was it really Hell's Bells? I don't remember the
Yeah,
Hell's Bells playing for that.
yeah,
That was Hell's Bells?
yes.
Oh my fucking god, it was. Dude, I can't remember because I've only watched it once earlier today. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's the perfect fucking song. Like when I think like that's what I would have
Yeah.
used. Hey
Also,
Ted,
I
you're
do.
about to have Wolverine and you're about to have Wolverine and Deadpool fight in a John Wick style fight. What song are you using? Hell's Bells.
Yeah. Also, uh, back on the topic of the Deadpool and Wolverine fight. Well, there's actually two, which the second one we didn't talk about. But the first one, I love that part where Wolverine just kind of gets on all fours and starts charging
Oh
like an
yeah, the way
animal.
that he would. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. But
That
yeah, we never talked about the second fight.
that brought him. Yeah, that brought him. Yeah, that brought him his fucking what do you call it? Comic accuracy. Like Wolverine is a fucking super soldier, dude. Like it makes sense that he would be able to fucking crawl like that super fast because he's a mutant. So like it makes sense. The second fight. What do you mean second fight? You mean the one
The
in
one
the
in the car.
car?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was smart.
Yeah.
Whoever decided to write that scene was very smart
Yeah.
because I don't remember ever seeing a scene like that in a movie ever before, shot like that, where they're just fucking like stabbing each other and flying out of the roof. But what I mean by that is like, you know how every movie has like a distinctive action scene that's unique within the film itself.
Oh yeah,
Um, like Captain America. Like I'll give you an example. Captain America: Winter Soldier. The unique action scene in that film is the elevator scene, close quarters, close quarters fighting. Right. In this movie, the
yeah.
unique scene was definitely the car scene because that scene was so well shot, and it was like a 5 minute fight in a car. How do you make that work? And they did it.
And they
You
also
know what I
use
mean?
that Grease song, which I mean that's really fitting. That's something I do like with these movies where they just put like they put a song that doesn't necessarily fit with the fight, but it just makes it so much better. Like example, using "Bye Bye Bye" at the beginning,
That
and
was
then
perfect, dude.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. I cracked up as soon as I heard bye bye bye.
yeah,
I was like, "Oh my god, this is happening."
yeah. And I do like the fight. It goes back to what I said about the first fight, where you just have these like two indestructible people just going at it, and it's just like they know they can't kill each other, but at the
Exactly,
same
yeah.
time, like they they just want to cause the most pain to one another.
Yeah, it definitely shows in the what is it, the car scene? Yeah,
Yeah,
cuz they were like Deadpool or Wolverine was talking mad shit. You're a fucking loser. And then like Deadpool is like, "I'm going to fight you now." And then do you not have anything to say, you fucking loser? And then Deadpool was like,
I'm gonna
I'm
fight you
gonna
now.
fight you. Yeah, that was like the
Yeah,
perfect fucking line, dude. I was wondering what he was gonna say. I was like that because Wolverine was being Wolverine, right? Like he was being a badass,
yeah,
and and then all of a sudden you had I Deadpool, like you had that moment of silence with Deadpool, and I was half expecting him. Yeah, I was half expecting him to be like, like I was expecting a joke to come out of his mouth, like, um, what dick did you suck today? Like something like that. But instead of saying that, he just said, "I'm gonna fight you now." So it's like kind of funny that he. It's funny that he didn't say what I thought he was gonna say. Like, "Oh, what dick did you suck today?"
yeah. I think that's just pretty much my overall thoughts on the movie. There's nothing really much else I can think of that I want to talk about. Is there anything else?
I would say that speaking about the woman Deadpool, I, I oh yeah, speaking about the Deadpools, um, first I'm surprised they didn't show the face of the woman Deadpool. I thought they were gonna unmask her.
Lady Deadpool is
And
what she's
second,
called.
or Lady, yeah, Lady Deadpool. And second, I was actually genuinely surprised when Deadpool and Wolverine jumped out of the back of that bus in slow mo. And right when they landed, all the other dead Deadpools started standing back up. And I was actually surprised because I
I
thought they
mean,
were.
I was
I was
thinking during the fight, I was just like, wait, they're Deadpools. They can't die. So of course, and then
exactly.
they're just like, okay, well we need someone to fix this, and then they bring in Peter. Everyone's just like, Peter, yeah. Every universe has a Peter. Peter's the best.
I love that, and I love that even our main Deadpool even realizes it. He's like, "You guys know Peter too," and like everything's like old normal again.
Like Peter-san.
Like he comes, you guys know Peter as well. And then like I just love that Peter made everything like good. Everything
Are you kidding
good.
me? Every Deadpool has a Peter. Shit, Peter's a goddamn legend.
Peter's a goddamn legend.
Yeah. As far as like that, there's I can't really think of anything else to talk about. Something I am wondering is what's next for this because we
Oh
see
yeah, yeah.
Dead we
Speaking of, so I got two answers and a question for you. So, um, actually, let me give you an answer first. Um, I do believe I I just gotta say that the ending of this movie made me so happy to like see all the characters eating dinner together and Wolverine actually gets to live a happy life. Like like
for now.
the ending for now, yeah, but that made me so happy to like sit there and just see X-23 and Wolverine sitting together, actually being able to enjoy their lives.
Oh yeah, I
And Dead
wonder. Here's something I wonder.
like
So they brought X-23 back into their world. What the fuck happened to Gambit and
yep,
Blade
I was
and
just about to say that. So remember at the beginning of our video chat, or yeah, we were mentioning something about
like are they
uh
dead?
yeah, about them being dead, and I said I don't think so. Well, the reason why I don't think so is that remember uh right before the dinner scene, Deadpool tells the TVA agents, can you please find a way to uh
Yeah,
bring
bring them back. And she's
our
just
friends
like, yeah,
back?
we'll see what we can
Yeah,
do.
and he
Which I mean, they brought
and he
X-23 back, but
said,
what about Blade,
that's what I'm
Elektra?
saying.
Well, actually,
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Maybe because maybe if this is the same X-23 from our universe, like from Deadpool's universe, I mean, then maybe Blade, Elektra, Gambit. Maybe they went back to their own universes.
Maybe, yeah. I was actually expecting like Gambit to actually be at the dinner scene, but it turns out he wasn't. But as soon as I saw X-23, I was like, yo, if X-23 is sitting at that dinner table right now, I'm 100% positive that Blade, Elektra, and Gambit are alive because X-23 was with those guys when they got attacked by the monster.
Alive,
So
yeah.
something happened where those four, yeah, something. I'm not even guessing right now. I am positive that something happened where those four lived because if X-23 is alive, the other three are alive too. So it's just the matter of like, where did they go? Like
Yeah. But yeah,
Channing
I'm
Tatum,
pretty
I just want
sure.
him back as Gambit. That was perfect, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they went back to their own universes. I also do like the joke that they reference the fact that Channing Tatum never really got the chance to play Gambit before this, to where it was just like to where Channing was just like, I think I was born here.
Oh my god, yeah. I think I was born here.
Oh my god! Also,
I was
he had
born.
probably the best line where it's just like, Deadpool's like, "Are you ready?" And Blade's like, "I was born ready." Yes, Gambit. I never knew my daddy, but I sure as shit shot out of his dick ready.
That was so fucking funny, dude. I think that might actually be my favorite line in the movie because said it.
Yeah, but yeah, My question
I was
though
bored, right?
is,
But I sure shoot out my dad's dick, right? He's
yeah,
like,
though my question leaving this movie is, what are they gonna do next? Because I thought this was gonna be Deadpool going into the MCU and having his own adventure in it, but no, it was more him having an adventure in the void.
well, that's what's interesting is that um, Wolverine is alive and with them. So X-23 too. So like, where's that story going?
Yeah, I've told this before. I might as well just say this on this podcast. I think I've told you before this of I always thought a Deadpool movie would be the perfect way to introduce the new X-Men or like a new Wolverine actor. Like imagine this scenario, Deadpool in his movie, he's got to go fight his villain. He gets his ass handed to him, so he goes to the X Mansion and he goes and he sees Wolverine, but he thinks it's gonna be Hugh Jackman, but it's just this new actor, and Deadpool's just like, who the fuck is this guy? Reflecting the fans
I
who
love that
just want Hugh
Deadpool.
Jackman.
I love that Deadpool even references it, or like with the Henry Cavill one too, though.
Yeah,
The
this just feels
Calvary.
so right.
That stuff is just so great. Like,
Yeah,
I love it.
but I'm still just curious. Like, what are they gonna do next? Like, they're still like planning on introducing the X Men into the MCU.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like if they're going to introduce the X-Men, I mean, if they still need to, which they do, I mean, how are they going to do it? I mean, the only thing I can guess is I don't know, because Dead Wolverine is in Deadpool's universe now, right?
Yeah,
So does that mean that the X-Men exist? Yeah.
well, yeah, but like in terms of like the MCU itself, like the MCU's universe, they're still planning on introducing the new X Men there. To which I'm just honestly at the point, just like, why bother? Just have them, because now you can have just like interdimensional travel. Just kind of have the already established X Men come into the MCU's universe. There's really no need to recast.
Yeah, like imagine, well that's what I'm saying is like we have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and it's comic accurate. That's what we've been wanting. And then they introduced Channing Tatum's Gambit, and Channing Tatum's Gambit is perfect. So, like, imagine if I don't know if they'll do this, but do you think they might make Channing Tatum part of the MCU and he's going to play Gambit?
I'm not too sure about that.
Or do you
I
think,
definitely think maybe this might spark interest in him finally getting that Gambit movie, but I don't know about like him making him the official Gambit of the MCU. I think if they
I mean,
do go with like a whole new cast for the MCU, they might go for someone a little younger.
it's true. Dude, that's such a hard choice. Well, the problem, my neighbor brought this up too. When I was talking to my neighbor tonight, he was mentioning that getting rid of Hugh Jackman is going to be really hard because people recognize him as Wolverine, and the moment that you take him out, like we just now got him back, right?
Yeah,
So if they decide to take him out again and like recast for a new Wolverine, that it might hurt the MCU. And my neighbor had a point. I was like, you're right. Because Hugh Jackman is such a popular actor and everybody loves him as Wolverine. That the moment you recast could spark some issues. So so because of that, what do you do? Like how do you move forward with the X-Men? Because clearly we need the X-Men because
Yeah,
you can't keep having an MCU without the X-Men. The X-Men need to be a part of the MCU.
yeah. I mean, like with them, Fantastic Four. We're getting everything now, and I think the MCU itself definitely wants to go all in. But if they're gonna do like a whole new MCU cast, it's they're gonna have to recast everyone. Like, so that
Yeah,
means we're gonna have
that's
to
the
say
only
goodbye to Hugh Jackman.
yeah, like I it's going to sound weird. It might sound weird, but I feel like in a perfect world, what they should do is keep Hugh Jackman Wolverine alive, but let him live a nice, simple, normal life in Deadpool's universe, and then if that makes sense, like let him live a normal life,
Yeah,
and then Deadpool continue, and then what? Because at the moment, X-23 and Wolverine are in Deadpool's universe. So what you do is you leave those two alone, let them live their lives, and let them have freedom. And then Deadpool, being the badass merc with the mouth that he is, let him time travel by himself, and he'll go back to the MCU timeline, live a little bit of life there, separate from Hugh Jackman. That way, I think that's the best way to do it because then fans know Hugh Jackman is alive. And in the sacred normal timeline is where we get the new X-Men. So, like, does that make sense?
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. That way, like, say Deadpool is helping the normal X-Men in our timeline, the normal timeline,
Yeah, like
time travel.
they
He
could
could
just
just time and say Deadpool gets per day.
thing
Then
is
he can
like
just travel back to his universe and just relax. Like,
yeah, I mean they could just kind of do their own thing in their universe, but when the sacred timelines universe needs their help, they can just jump in and help them. Which also I've heard the rumors for Secret Wars. I don't know if you've seen these that they're gonna bring back both Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire for it.
dude, imagine if they had like they worked together. Oh my god.
I look any excuse to bring back Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Fuck yes, just
You
yes.
know
Take all
what's
my
gonna
money.
happen? You know what's gonna happen? And this makes me so happy. This makes me so happy as a superhero fan. I can read the future. Are you ready?
Ready?
This is my future what do you call it? Fortune telling right now. Here we go. Tobey Maguire came back for No Way Home. That movie, give me one sec. Hold on. I should have done this before I started speaking. Um, No Way Home with Tobey Maguire's return made made $1.9 billion, and that was with Tobey Maguire back,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
It is so that means that a Spider-Man movie
I mean
with
the
Tobey
credit goes to
Maguire
Andrew too.
is one of the highest grossing films of all time. And what'd you say?
I mean credit goes to Andrew Garfield too.
Oh no, for sure. But my point is like Andrew Garfield for sure. But like my point is that it's a Spider-Man film with Tobey Maguire made 1.9 billion, and a Deadpool and Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman is about to become one of the highest grossing films of all time as well. So, and the reason I know it's too early to say that, but I do think it's gonna get up there because, um, Let me look it up right now because it already broke a record over the weekend. Um, yep. Uh, in in 1 week, 1 week, Deadpool and Wolverine has already hit $500 million.
God damn. Yeah, it'll
That's
probably
only
hit a
1 week.
billion by like. You think
Next
it'll hit
week,
a
yeah.
billion? Yeah.
So that right there proves that, um, yeah, it's gonna hit a billion. That right there proves that having famous actors come back for their roles is sorry, I'm going to rant again.
No,
But
you're
by
fine.
having Hugh Jackman come back and and because of his presence make a film so much money, they're definitely going to put Hugh Jackman with Tobey Maguire. Because like if Tobey Maguire can help boost a movie's total to 1.9 billion, and Hugh Jackman is helping boost Deadpool's movie to over a billion, I mean, you might as well fucking make a Wolverine and Spider-Man film.
I don't think they'll
Like
go to
that's
that, but I
they're
definitely
not, but
do
you know what I
see.
mean.
I definitely do see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretty much laid the groundwork for like, okay, anyone can come back for Secret Wars. But yeah, I think yeah that would work the best. Um, Deadpool, Wolverine, and X-22 just kind of chilling in their own universe, and then someone will come there and just be like, hey, we need your help over here, and then they're pulled to the MCU's universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we've
It does
covered.
make me wonder like um I'm going to send you a photo really quick. I love this photo so much.
Okay, okay, but I think that's pretty much everything we've wanted to cover so far. I think we're pretty much all set here.
Um yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
All
I
right.
think though my last statement is um Gambit was badass. I love that he pulled out his staff and he started like hitting people with his fucking magic staff and shit. Like that was so dope. It was like Darth Maul, like the way he was swinging the staff around,
Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet.
and like
I like
in
how
the way that
he hit like multiple people with the cards and then just snapped his fingers and they all exploded.
yeah, right. That was fucking badass.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much all set here. So yeah, that's gonna conclude it for our podcast. Hopefully we'll be back next week. I want to make this a weekly thing where we just talk about movies. I definitely want to incorporate some movie news. I'll also link in the description. Okay. I'll also link in the description. Trying to focus here. I'll also put a link to Ted's channel in the description if you want to check him out. He's been doing a lot of movie reviews lately. Definitely check those out. And we will see you next time. See you later.
Oh yeah. Peace out.